Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. So I just wanted to do, hopefully, a quick video because persons have been asking me how to get started with becoming an ESL instructor. So hopefully this helps. For any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. So yeah, let's get started. First thing is first, don't mind if I look on my little paper here because there are so many questions persons had and I didn't want to overlook any of them. So I hope this helps. So let's start with ESL in general. That's English as a second language. That's English as my only language, right? But ESL, yes. So it is where you are able to teach persons how to speak English, persons who have already, they know one language and they want to learn another one. All right, so the first thing, let's go into qualifications. Qualifications, what qualifications do I need to teach English? Do I need to get a degree? Those are some of the questions. But honestly, qualifications, it's good if you have a degree. The good thing is it's not a must. But honestly, it's better if you do have a degree. What is a must now, since of late, because of some rules and regulations that have been put in place now, is that you need to be certified. So whether it's your TESOL certification or your TEFL or whichever, you have to get certified. Another thing that they usually recommend is you being a native speaker. Here's a story. I honestly don't know what they call native speaker, because I think a lot of these companies don't know that Jamaicans are native speakers because of certain things that I would have encountered, whether it was applying for some of them or they just discriminate. Yeah. But yes, that does happen sometimes. I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but you have to keep those things in mind. So it's good if you're a native speaker. You don't have to be though, but it's additional points if you are. So that's good. The good thing about this, has anyone ever tried to get a job and you hear, oh, you need 5 years experience, you need 10 years experience, and your little behind is just coming out of college? Well, guess what? This is a good thing. You don't need any experience to become an ESL instructor. Yeah, experience is a plus for sure with some companies, but it's not a must. When I started, I had zero experience. I didn't even have the certificate yet, right? This was around 2016. But when I had started with the company, I had to get certified within my first 3 months there. So it was, but now, since 2020, it has been a must that the teacher is certified, right? So that's why. So how to get certified? Is that your question? I bet that's what you're asking. How do I get certified to teach English as a second language? Especially in Jamaica, you don't really hear about that stuff at school. Like, what do you want to study? Oh, English as a second language? No. All right, so to get certified, there are many different companies online, but you have to be careful because someone recently told me of a case where she felt like she was scammed in terms of getting the certification. So I'm going to put in the link below down here. I'm going to put the company that I did my certification with, because I'm 100% sure of that company, right? Because they even sent me a physical copy of the certification once it was completed, free of cost. To do the certification course, at the time, it was about $200. Maybe it's a little bit more, a little bit less. Sometimes they have deals and plans and things like that. Some companies have Groupons. But as I said, I can only tell you about the ones I am sure of. So I'll attach that in a link below. So feel free to check that out, because I posted these things on my blog. So I'll put the links and stuff to the different areas and you could find the information. Another thing to consider is the timeline. When is it that you're looking to start teaching or to apply? If you're looking for something quick, the one I worked with, I honestly think is quick. It's a quick option. They usually give you like a year to finish the course. Guys, you could do it in like 3 days or a week if you have nothing else to do, which is what I did, to be honest, because I wasn't doing anything. I was at home, and yeah, I did the course in less than a week. That much I know for sure. The company gave me 3 months to complete it, and I know everyone, you know, when you have a serious procrastination problem, that was me. So it took me like the last week for the 3 months to be up when I actually did the course, right? Because at that time I really didn't know what I was getting into. So I'm happy that I could help you guys out now. But I didn't know what I was getting into, to be honest. So I was playing with it a bit, but I did do it and I did complete it, and now I love it. All right. So following that, now the next step, of course, would be to apply to the different companies. Before you decide to do that, there are a few things that I would recommend, and feel free to take the advice or not, but just recommendations. First thing, quiet environment. You don't want to be doing an interview with 50 people running around making noise, because that's, in their eyes, that's how the classroom is going to sound. So you want to have a quiet environment. Another thing, you see this background? You want to have a clear background for the interview, because some companies want you to have a background. Like if you have kids, like the lesson is with kids or children, then you want to have a background that has like decorations on ABC and 1, 2, 3, your name, all of that stuff. Like for one of the companies, I actually have a shirt that has the name and some characters and stuff from the lesson plans, right? So, which would be my uniform, I guess. But for some, it's different. But it's not a case where I have to do that, right? That was my choice because I like it and I love them. So yes, I did that. Another thing I recommend is good lighting. Lighting is key. Can you see me? It's a little bit dark now, to be honest, because it's like almost 7 o'clock. But if I was inside at my workstation, I have a light that actually flashes right in front of me. So everything looks bright and crisp for the lessons, right? I know some persons use like the ring lights. You have different things that you could use, as long as you have that bright light so everything is clear. Yes. Another thing is a good connection. Yes. If you guys that are watching, maybe some of you might be in Jamaica, you know some of those companies that do the internet. Yeah, you would know which ones you don't want to have, like the ones that constantly have connection issues. Again, I won't call any names, but the ones that normally have connection issues, I wouldn't recommend you go with that one. I recommend one that is more stable. And especially now, because of quarantine, a lot of people are at home. So a lot of unstable internet have been going around worldwide. I've been in lessons and people get kicked off. I get kicked off. But honestly, I don't have a lot of connection issues. I've been using this I won't name. I've been using one of the companies since I started, and I can count how many times I've had issues with them. The main issue I've had would have been like maybe power outages, and that doesn't happen often, and that's beyond your control. So most of the companies don't penalize you for that, which is good. Now let's talk about, and what I also did was I also added a link for some of the things that you would need to have if it is that you decide to do this, in terms of the costing of them, where you can get them, how you can get them. So you can check that out in the link below as well, right? I also recommend a good headset so that you could, noise cancelling of course, so that you could hear the kids clearly. I keep saying kids. You could hear the people clearly, whether it's kids or adults. You could hear whoever it is clearly, and you won't have any issues where that's concerned. Some companies are very specific with headsets. So usually if you have a headset already, just use that one and then find out if the company requires one, a specific one, before you go out and you buy a headset and then the company doesn't like that one, right? Because some headsets come with like a feedback sound and things like those, and those affect the quality of your classroom. So these are little things that you have to consider. And then, so guys, let's talk about the other thing that you have to take into mind when you are now, after you have now applied and you are ready to do that interview. You see all those things I just spoke about, the backlight, the headset, the microphone, all of those, you want to have those in place, right? Another thing is a good camera quality. A good camera quality is important. So if you have a webcam on your computer, and you can't use your phone to do lessons unless it's with an app, You have some apps that do English online, but if it's a regular online company, you won't get the apps that will do it. Right, sorry, got sidetracked there. So I was saying a good webcam is important. So whether it's on your computer or if it's an external one, that's fine as long as it's good quality. And you see, guys, you see for that interview, you see that camera, you have to look right into it. Why? Because this is how you're going to connect with your students. You're not physically seeing them, but if you look into the camera, to them it will look as if you're looking directly at them. So eye contact is very important, okay? Especially for the interview. Keep it looking, right? Eye contact. Right, so keep that in mind. And then another thing for the interview is just be perky, be excited, be fun. So you're like, hi, I am. All right, so that was maybe too perky. But definitely don't do an interview and be like, hi, I'm Monifa. I'm how many years old? I live in Jamaica. No, that's not gonna cut it. You have to be like, hi, so I'm Monifa. I'm 20. That's a lie, I'm not 20 nothing. Anyways, and then I'm just used to recording it at that age. So that's why I keep saying I'm 20 something. Right, and then the other thing that you want to consider when doing the interview is just to keep positive. Positivity will shine throughout the interview, and those are the things they look for. Keep smiling, smile a lot. If it is that you want me to do a video demonstrating an interview, not an interview, sorry, an introduction video, because some companies require an introduction video, I can do a video on that. If you want to see what a demo lesson looks like, I can do a lesson on that, a video on that as well. Just let me know in the comment section if you want me to do that. Based on the responses, I will create the videos that are needed. Okay? So remember, guys, anything you want to know, feel free. All right, so following that, the whole process doesn't take long. You could start working in a month. For example, I remember doing an interview in November. I started in December, and I did the interview like mid-November. Sorry, I was supposed to start in December, but I didn't. But I could start in December if I wanted to. I had pushed it back due to personal issues, but I was able to start as soon as I got the go-ahead. All right. Now the teaching aspects of things, the fun part, right? You have different ages, you have kids, you have adults. It's all fun. You have some companies where it's only kids, you have some where it's only adults, and then you have the ones where it's a mixture. Also, if you want a review on some of the companies that I know, because I've worked with about 3 of the companies so far, let me know and I can give you a review video also of the different companies. But here's the thing. It's not all fun and games. I know it sounds like fun. It is. Trust me, the good definitely outweighs the bad. Because you know the regular stuff you hear, oh, you can work from home, and oh, this is, you know, your own boss and all of that. Because once you get hired, you are hired as an independent contractor. So being an independent contractor, you are in control of your time and your hours. So that's a good part. Yeah, for sure. Building relationships with your students, that is the best part. You learn about different cultures, different people. It is amazing, right? Of course, it does depend on the company you work with as well. But honestly, I don't know, I just have a passion for it. So it does have its good stuff, right? But there are some bad things to consider. I don't know if you're going to call them bad, but there are some things to consider that might not be the oh so pretty things, right? For example, naked students. You heard that? People will flash you in the lessons, like kids. I don't even know if I should say this. I've had a lesson before where a boy actually was, I don't want to say it on the video, he was playing with himself in the lesson, right? And I had reported it, because when things like that happen, you're recommended to send a message to the company and whichever. So I had done that, but he was literally doing that in the lesson, and I just have to teach and behave as if nothing is happening. I've had lessons where I saw students with weapons, and I mean serious weapons, not a knife, yes, things like those. But you have to learn how to just be natural and smile. You'll have lessons with some students that will work your nerves. And why I say that is because you might be, this is more with the kids though, to be honest. The adults are amazing. This is mostly with the kids. For example, I remember I had one, it was recently too. I was teaching it was a group class, and this one boy's there playing his Nintendo Switch. And I'm like, you have to pay attention. And he answered maybe 1 and 2 times, but his focus was on the game. And it's my job to just involve him regardless, but my focus is still on the persons who are paying attention. But I still work with all of them. And I don't know, like I love working with adults and the kids, but like I have a extra passion for the kids. I don't know why, but I super love working with them. I guess because all the excitement that comes with it. They're very chirpy, very positive, very jovial. Because that's the thing, when you have those negative things that happen in the classroom, you still have the positive that outweighs it. Because that might be 1 student out of 4 or 5. So there's always still something, right? And then, as I said too, that this is the bad part too, like some companies might be prejudiced, whether it's your age, your nationality. I don't want to say complexion, but some are about that too. I could share millions of experiences. As I said, like I've had a company before where I went through the entire interview process, actually did the interview, was told that I got the job, and when they saw my passport and saw that I was Jamaican, I heard nothing else. Yeah. And there was another one too. They told me get my passport picture, and these are credible ones, so I know that they actually work. And I did this with another one. They took my they asked for passport size pictures. I went, paid, got passport pictures done, all of that. Did the interview, got through, which is why they wanted the passport size pictures. Nothing after they got the pictures. So I'm telling you guys that you have to be mindful about the companies that you choose to work with. Do your research. I really hope this helps. Oh, and there's one more thing. I should have said this earlier. You could have some classes with some people that talk a lot. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But yeah, that happens too, right? So you just have to figure out what your flow is. But definitely it's something that anyone can do once it is that you have the drive, the mindset, that motivation to know that if you have a class at 4 a.m., you're going to get up at 3:30 and prepare yourself for that class. I'm saying 3:30 like I get up half an hour before a class. I get up way less than half an hour before a class, depending on the time of the class, right? But you are in control of your hours. It's a great opportunity. It's a great chance. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section. But added to that, I really hope this was helpful and it added value to you all and that you could get started. All right, so remember to check out my other videos, to subscribe, click the bell. I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like it, share it, because I know a lot of persons have questions about this. And this drilling in the background now, I don't know why he decided to do it at this time of the evening. I do apologize. But have a great evening, guys. See you. Bye-bye. So post the video I just made about teaching English as a second language. I have created an Instagram page for teaching English for persons who are looking to learn English as a second language. It's called JA English Coach. It's also a different YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe to that channel. There isn't anything there yet, but it's definitely going to be interesting. All right, so remember, subscribe, go on Instagram, follow, like, other than my personal pages. All right.